Hey, Gemini, intuitive soul coach here with your June 2023 monthly reading. Welcome back to my channel if you are returning, and welcome if you are new. These are general readings, so please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you are interested in a personal reading or entering into the free monthly reading giveaway, you can find both of those links in the description box below. All right, so Gemini, the key themes showing up for you in the month of June, you have breakthrough followed by ascension. You also have the education card here as well. But let's talk about these two powerful duos here, because the breakthrough followed by ascension is a very important time in your world. This is about soul lessons. It can also be about having these human experiences that we chose to have here on earth. And a lot of you, you're graduating in a sense. You're graduating from one experience and on to the next. You've been really diving in, doing some deep work here. There's a turning point in your world coming in. Not only do we have the Wheel of Fortune to clarify this breakthrough here, but your soul is ascending, moving on to a brand new energy, a brand new environment, which we'll talk about here in a moment. So with this breakthrough card, there is a realization here, a moment of truth that a lot of you are saying, wow, I've completed this cycle. I'm done with this lesson. I no longer have to keep pushing so hard at this. I mean, for some of you, this could actually be something you have learned and you're excited to move on to the next chapter of your world because you do have the education here. It doesn't have to mean the traditional sense of education of going back to college or back to school, but it can be learning something brand new. It can be a brand new path of discovery, and that's what I feel for a lot of you. But there could also be books involved. There could be online courses, studying, training, schooling. This can also be teaching as well, because I'm getting that phrase, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. Whether you are the student or you are the teacher, I feel a lot of you, because you have the Ascension card, there's something that you are ready to teach. There's something that you've learned, very valuable lessons here, and now you're able to pass them along, whether it's in your personal life, to maybe your own children or your own partner, your own family, or this could be in your professional world as well. But there is advancement here. The soul has evolved, and any sort of lesson that you have gone through in the past or any human experience that may have been quite challenging, because I am getting here that a lot of you have needed some time for yourself, needed to focus at times on your personal growth. This is what's showing up for you in the month of June, and I'm getting this victorious energy, which you also have victory showing up on this card as well. So definitely an epiphany happening, and you'll know. So many times I get asked, well, how will I know? Your soul will definitely know that this is something that you've, I don't want to say outgrown, but in a sense you have. You've outgrown because you've graduated to the next. You don't want to stay in a position where there's no more growth, right? Because it's going to leave your soul feeling chomping at the bit, right? Ready to move on to the next. And if you don't take that leap, you may just feel like you're going to be in the Four of Swords for quite some time. But I really sense there's a new beginning here coming in, because you do have the Fool card as well. So with this ascension, your soul is advancing. This is personal growth. It is about you becoming more aware of your surroundings, of your environment, of your thoughts, of your beliefs, and of your intuition as well. Some of you have been habitually focusing on tuning in to your surroundings through meditative states of awareness, through taking walks in nature and just connecting with the trees, the clouds, the earth, the plants. I'm also smelling here lilacs. So someone may have just walked by a lilac tree, or maybe you have one in your yard, but you can smell it at this time, or maybe you've just made a comment to a family member that you could smell lilacs. Please take that as it resonates. Now, we also have education here, and we talked a little bit about this. So whether it is you going back and learning something new, or you could be starting a new a new energy that involves writing your own chapter. And I feel like that's what this is about here. This is about you flipping that page here, Gemini. What do you want your next chapter to look like? Or the whole story, right? Maybe you've already finished this book, and that's kind of what I feel here is you've already completed something, onto the next story. So that story is completely up to you and how you want to move forward. What new human experiences are you choosing to have? June is the perfect time to bring them into fruition here. All right, so let's dive into the tarot cards here. You have the Four of Swords followed by the Fool card. In the first half of June, a lot of you have been taking a little bit of time out, or maybe you've needed that time out, and you may be finally giving it to yourself at the beginning of June here. The Four of Swords can be resting after hard work because we have the Ten of Wands here. So a lot of you may have felt burned out, or you've just carried a lot of responsibilities. You may be traveling or taking a little bit of a time away, right? Time to focus on getting yourself back to feeling great, back on track here. This can be a time of some self-love, right? Much needed time to spend time with those that you care about, because you can see here that she's nesting up. She's in this nest here with this Four of Swords, and it's important for you to rest after hard work, because I also sense that a lot of you, this could be a two-week period. Maybe you're starting a new job around mid-month of June or so, or there could be a little bit of I don't want to say a delay, but a period of a grace period here. So you're going to allow yourself to catch up on maybe things around the house, or to get things in place for yourself, take a vacation, take some rest, because there's a brand new beginning coming in here for you. Now, it's interesting as well, Gemini, because as I was shuffling your cards and playing them out for you, I kept getting the theme song from, oh gosh, what is that movie? Top Gun. The Danger Zone. I'm sure you've heard the song before, Danger Zone. Now, it doesn't mean necessarily that you're going into the danger zone per se, but I'm getting this exciting energy, right? It's this excitement. This is about doing what it is that you love, but you're taking a leap of faith. And that's kind of what's coming up here again, as I'm tuning into the energy of this Fool, right? The Fool is all about a new job for a lot of you. It can be about a new relationship here. It can be a new love or deepening of a current relationship, where a lot of you may have had to rest. So whether you are partnered up, some of you, there could have just been a little bit of a period where you needed to focus on you. You had the self-awareness. You had some sort of breakthrough where you realized your role in a dynamic here. You realize the role someone else played, but most importantly, the role that you played. Because remember, Gemini, this is your soul's journey. What other people do with their energy, that's on their journey, right? But we need to take responsibility and accountability. So if there was something that may have hurt you, or something that you're realizing you could have done differently, I feel like that's what's happening here, because your soul is ascending and there is a brand new turning point. If this is relationship, for others of you, if this is looking for love, let's say you're single here, you've been single for quite some time, or you just needed to heal after something difficult, I feel like there could be love coming in, because this is brand new beginnings, taking that leap of faith, opening up after a time of maybe cocooning a little bit here. And if this is career, this is a big jump, a big leap. I'm getting here that some of you Geminis, there could be a new offer showing up here. I mean, you could be in the teaching here. This could be as a professor. This could work with an institute I'm getting. Some of you may be writing a book. Others of you may be putting out your classes or your workshops or seminars on an online platform here. I feel like there's a big increase. Okay, there's going to be a big increase here, especially if you stay quite consistent, because you're building up those steps. And a lot of you have already learned what you've needed to learn to go quite quickly as well. So I really love the Fool energy showing up. This is also about you spending wisely this month, I'm getting, for some of you, because the money could come in quickly for you if you're waiting on some sort of back pay with the Wheel of Fortune. If you are waiting on maybe an inheritance, this could be alimony, child support, tax refund, anything of this nature, I feel like You may want to just put a little bit aside if you're able to, or pay off some important bills that you've had or things that you wanted to save for. I'm sure that you will anyway, Gemini, but sometimes we have that money come in and we have all these plans and dreams and goals. And then when it comes in, we say, well, where did that money go? But you've already spent it. So just kind of pay attention to the money here. If you have extra to spend, then absolutely by all means. But you also may want to spend a little bit of money on your education this month as well. Now this could also, I'm getting some of you, this is about you focusing on your craft. Even though I don't necessarily see the 8 of Pentacles here, I feel like some of you may be spending a little bit more money on something that you love, a hobby, which could certainly include education. But there could be new equipment to buy, or it could be new products that you need for a hobby or for a business. And I feel like that may be something you're spending money on here. All right, so we have the Wheel of Fortune and the Judgment. So this is pretty crazy here. You have 3 major arcana showing up with the Breakthrough and the Ascension. So Gemini, this is a big month for you. I'm getting a power month, right? With the Wheel of Fortune stepping in, this is all about enjoying and improving your relationships. If this is something you've struggled with in the past, there's a cycle coming to an end here. So whatever cycle you were in, because there's this ascension and sense of awareness, you're having a turning point. This could be family, it could be friendships, it can be even your own clients, it could be relationships in the sense of romance. So this is a very powerful time, and you've been given this second chance by your own higher self, right? Your higher self wants you to experience all that you've come here to experience and to help guide you along the way. And you have the Judgment card here as well. So there's something that you've already put in motion here, and it's going to bring you great success, right? Because this is a turning point in your world. This is about improvements and money. This says that there's something you've been working really, really hard at, maybe carrying some heavy burdens, that finally you're going to see that wheel spinning in your favor and it's going to pay off. The Judgment card is about choosing a path that aligns with your skills, your talents, your soul purpose. And I feel when it comes to relationships or love, there can be at times a hint of judgment, or it can be full-on judgment of others. This is about bringing less judgment of oneself, right? And that could be what we've talked about in the past here with this 4 of Swords. Not so much in the past, but you've learned this lesson. And a lot of you have really judged yourself harshly. Maybe you felt judged by others, and because of that, you've projected that judgment into others yourself. Right? It's part of the human experience. Every single person at one point or another has judged, right? It doesn't make you an absolutely bad person, but it puts you into a lower vibrational frequency. And I do feel here for you, Gemini, a lot of you, you're working on releasing self-judgment or judgment of others based on what has come at you, right? What you have experienced, societal standards, your heart's been broken at times, you've been let down, you've had financial struggles. We go through these ebbs and flows and ups and downs, but something you needed to heal from. And I feel it's some sort of self-criticism or self-judgment, but you're taking accountability, or you see your role. Even if someone else hurt you, Gemini, you're seeing how you could have did things differently and how you will do things differently next time around, because there absolutely will be a next time, and you have that here as well. I personally love the Judgment card because it clarifies this ascension. It is the soul ascending, saying, hey, okay, what are we doing here? This is our purpose. This is our calling. How can we change our lives for the better? Now, this Wheel of Fortune is turning here. There is a big turning point because your soul is ready. Your soul is ready for this awakening that you've been probably going through for quite some time, Gemini. This is about a rite of passage. Forgive yourself, right? Forgive yourself for what you did not know. Forgive your parents for what they did not know, right? And forgiveness isn't necessarily for the other person. It's for us. Remember, it's our soul's journey. If someone else is holding bitterness, resentment, angers, or projecting onto you, set up a healthy boundary, set up a shield of protection around you, and say, as Colette Baron Reed always says, not my circus, not my monkeys. So that is about you being able to evolve and be the better person and stay in that energy of growth, abundance, self-love, and compassion for not just yourself, but your neighbor, right? Those around you, because we don't know what shoes someone else is walking in. And it's sometimes easier just to judge than it is to let our heart down and emphasize. But I feel with this judgment here, this is a second chance to heal those wounds, to no longer ignore the call to do something differently, no longer avoid that energy of judgment, of something has hit you in the face here, Gemini, I feel, but in a powerful way, right? It's saying to yourself, I no longer want to do this any longer. I'm choosing a new experience. And your free will is very active at this time, as it is always. But this judgment is all about you moving forward. And what comes after the judgment? The world. And that's absolutely, a cycle completed here. And you're leading towards this brand new beginning. Now, towards the end of the month here, you have the 10 of Wands followed by the 6 of Swords. You're leaving behind the heavy burdens, right? If there was some sort of uneven care, okay, what that means is if there was a relationship that may have felt one-sided. Now, it's interesting because I feel that way for some of you, but I'm also getting that some of you may have had to take care of a family member who may have had an illness, maybe a chronic illness here or a terminal illness. I also sense that a lot of you, maybe you've been working really hard at your career, maybe working even multiple jobs, learning, you've graduated here, you've ascended. This can be working on yourself as well. So many people come to me and I see it in their energy, right? That they've been undergoing personal transformations and self-healing. And this 10 of Wands showing up is about releasing some of those burdens, right? You've taken on a lot and you felt a little bit burnt out, but that's what you're doing this month with the 4 of Swords is you're releasing these heavy burdens to allow yourself this new beginning. Okay. And if there is a relationship in your life, whether it's a friendship, whether it is your boss, whether it is children, a romantic partner, if something is one-sided, there is a shift coming in here. And that shift is either going to create balance between you and this other energy, and vice versa here, or this is going to allow you to move onward because you know that it is no longer balanced, right? It's straining you, it's draining you literally of your energy and your time, and your soul is advancing here, and you're having this breakthrough saying, no, I want to move on. I've had this experience. I don't want to feel this way any longer. I don't want to carry those heavy burdens. Maybe it's a limiting belief for some of you. For others of you, it is, needing to prioritize, needing to release. Some of you, you're bringing others in to lighten the load and you're moving on. 6 of Swords. 6 of Swords is moving on to calmer waters, freeing yourself from something that may have been beyond repair or it may have felt unsafe. And I keep getting that song, Danger Zone, right? So a lot of you may have been in some sort of a danger zone. Now, I don't mean physical danger. For some of you, maybe it was. But I'm getting detrimental to health. Okay, so a situation that you were dealing with may have felt detrimental to your physical health, mental health, spiritual, and emotional health, and that can be dangerous, right? That can be a danger zone. It's like you're tipping below that surface. When you're scuba diving. And maybe you haven't been, but I haven't been scuba diving. There's a tank of reserve, right? And you start to get into that danger zone where you only have a little bit left and you have to be aware. And that's a very powerful thing, right? You have to constantly be aware with this ascension. And I feel like you've tipped into that portal or that energy of, oh, maybe this is a little too much here for me. It's time to move on. You don't want to hit that rock bottom. Some of you may have felt like you have already, but I like this because up and off you're going here and you're taking off, and that's what that song is about, right? In that movie, Top Gun, Danger Zone. So you may feel like you're on a little flight, but I feel like you have help and support and you're finally getting something off the ground here. And that's why you have the ascension. All right, Gemini, when it comes to career, finances, wealth, and money, you have the Seal card. You have the Cup, and you also have Buddha. So I love this energy. There certainly could be a new business or soul contract coming in when it comes to your financial matters. This is about documents, which doesn't surprise me. You have the papers here, the books. Now, this could be a brand new beginning for you. Some of you may even be leaving the corporate world, going off on your own. For others of you, there is a new job offer coming in, whether it's within your own company or a brand new company. I feel for some of you, there could have already been news that you've received an offer here. This could be a gift of money, because we do have the Wheel of Fortune. And we talked about that a little bit. You may have a career as a writer. You may be in administrative tasks, clerical, office. This can be paperwork that you do, or maybe some of you, I'm getting here a pile of paperwork that does need to be filed or maybe gone through as well. This is about you staying put. So the Fool is a brand new beginning here, a brand new journey. Your luck is changing here for the better. And I feel like you have a second chance to do it with a heightened sense of awareness this time around, whether it's career, health, love, whatever it may be for you. But we're looking at wealth specifically here. Now we do have the Cup card. This is about overflowing prosperity. Is your account full or empty? And I feel like this is emotional, this is physical and financial as well. But some of you felt like your cup was empty and you were running on fumes, right? Or you didn't have anything in the cup to even pour out to give to anyone else, including yourself. That's why you had the Four of Swords in the very beginning of your reading. Now, some of you may be healers, nurturers. You were taking on a lot of responsibilities. I'm also getting here elderly. Some of you may take care of the elderly, work with the elderly, or this could be in your personal life. You may have taken care of someone, and that got brought up earlier as well. But we also have here fulfilling. That's what you're heading towards here, Gemini. You're heading towards a more fulfilling career. Now, with the Ten of Wands, I want to bring this up here, because you do have this. Sometimes this Ten of Wands can be a Mr. or Mrs. Fix-It, right? They may tend to attract people or career paths. And sometimes this can be repetitive patterns as well, because when you want to help other people evolve, right, it can actually at times keep us stuck in a loophole when we take on their stuff. Right? When we don't know how to necessarily separate our energies from theirs, it can hold us down a little bit. Now, I'm not saying don't be a healer, right? It's about setting those healthy boundaries and not taking on every single thing or feeling like it's your responsibility to fix someone. As I always say, and you've probably heard me say this a million times, Gemini, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. That is someone else's soul's journey and their responsibility. You can be the guide. You can be the mentor, the counselor, the coach, the psychic, the seer, right? With this Buddhist energy, you can go in this direction and love what you're doing. But there are some of you that may be highly empathic. You may have a hard time leaving it at the door. You may have a difficult time when you feel like there's not progress, right? And of course, we want to see growth with the people around us. But it's when it starts to affect our body, mind, health that it can really start to stir up some problems here. Now, when you have the Buddha card, this is life purpose, and it kind of goes hand in hand with this Judgment card as well. A second chance to heed the call, right? There's some sort of call here happening. Your higher self is saying, all right, Gemini, this is the time. This is all about spiritual wealth. And I feel like you're heading in this divine path. You're being guided. So if you're asking yourself, well, how will I know? Your soul will know. You're being divinely guided at this time. Pay attention to the signs, the synchronicities, your intuition. Get into that state of awareness, because a lot of you are able to do it quite quickly as well. But this is more than just money for you. Even though I do see an abundance or a surplus of income showing up here for you, it's so much more than that. And when you realize truly that money is an energy exchange, right? We don't have to have that scarcity or poverty conscious mindset. Now, some of you may be saying, well, Melissa, you don't understand. I live paycheck to paycheck, or I don't have enough to pay this or pay that. Sometimes when we get into that energy of, lack of obsession, right? We're going to lose everything. We have mouths to feed. We have children to take care of. I do feel like there are resources here available for you. That's why you have the education card showing up. But most importantly here, focus on that energy exchange and that belief system around money. Perhaps it was a human experience that you've chose to have. Now, some of you, don't curse me in the comments, but it really is a thing. We choose at times, okay, how how do we want to connect with our higher selves on a deeper level? Maybe it is going through a situation where we've lost everything financially. Maybe that brings us back to our soul self. Maybe it opens us up to more compassion, more kindness, more forgiveness, more love. All of these human experiences that we choose to have are for our soul's growth. And that's what's happening here for you, Gemini. So know that money is an exchange here. Know that you are able to shift that dynamic and have and choose a new story, right? What do you want your next story to look like? Because this is more than money. And I feel like you're realizing this as well. But yes, I do see the money increasing here. All right, very powerful. All right, Gemini, let's take a look at love. You have here, free yourself. Some of you, this is hanging on to, again, limiting beliefs, patterns, dynamics that no longer serve you because you've learned the lesson. So why repeat them, right? Because sometimes we subconsciously or consciously choose to stay in an environment, stay in a situation because right? Maybe we don't want to move on. Maybe we feel comfortable, even if it feels sticky and challenging and painful and hard, right? Sometimes we don't want to leave behind someone that we've once cared for. And it doesn't mean that you have to, it doesn't mean that you have to regret every single thing that happened if there was pain there. But I do feel like there's some sort of attachment, whether it's to a person, place, or thing, Gemini, there's an attachment that is being called to free yourself from, move onward with that Six of Swords. It's time to take back control of your life. That could be what this breakthrough is all about as well. So when it comes to love, free yourself from whatever is holding you back. And that could be if you're in a relationship, right? If you're in a relationship and you're harboring some sort of judgment, right? Judgment to your partner, judgment to yourself. Maybe you're judging this person for whatever reason. Maybe not carrying the heavy burdens, making you do it all. Maybe something is one-sided here, right? With that Four of Swords. But I also feel here with the Ten of Wands, this can be a time for supporting your partner. Maybe your partner was laid off, or maybe they are going through some mental, physical, or challenges or struggles as well. This can be allowing yourself a little bit of time to step into that role or that dynamic, because it's not just 50-50, right? Sometimes your partner needs a little bit more and sometimes you do as well. And over time, the relationship should balance that 50-50. That's what that means, right? So some of you may be harboring some sort of judgments. It could be judging parents. It could be you feel like you're being judged by others as well. Free yourself from whatever that is, Gemini, because you have here true love. There is true love available to you if you are seeking true love. For a lot of you, you're already in this dynamic, and this is true love. But it doesn't mean it's going to be a walk in the park, right? It doesn't mean that you're never going to have an argument. It doesn't mean that things are going to be rainbows and unicorns from the honeymoon stage on up. But this could be the one for a lot of you here. It says this is the romance of a lifetime, and this could be the one. So for those of you that are single and looking, this could be the perfect time to meet someone. It says you've already met, or you are about to meet the romantic partner you seek. So beautiful energy here. You have this turning point. You've healed. There's a breakthrough. Your soul is ascending. And when we raise our vibration, we raise the energy here to attract what it is that we are seeking, right? So that's why we start to attract partners or careers, because we feel we're worthy enough of them, which we absolutely are. You absolutely are, Gemini. All right, messages from your soul's truth. I love this section. I love all of these readings, but if you have a pen and paper handy, you might want to jot this down, because both of these could really help you throughout the month as well. If I had a magic wand and could have anything I desired in life, what would I choose? Burn with desire, Gemini. There is power in your desires. Let them be your fuel today. I love this. This reminds me of Top Gun, Danger Zone, once again here. Burn with desire. Your desires are your soul's wings, and it's time to take flight. Today, go inward. Your answers lie within. What do you desire? Choose that. and choose what makes you happy and do that. Yes, that's what this month is all about for you here. Taking risks, which you have as your next card here, but also about you writing that next chapter. Because again, we talked about this earlier, even before I seen these cards. Your soul is taking flight here. You're getting something off the ground. And I feel like it is your wishes, your dreams, your goals, your next story. What risk can you take today, Gemini? Be not mistaken. You will have to take bigger risks than you ever thought possible on this path towards your dreams. You will have to take the big, scary leap. But do not fret because your soul has wings. 2 cards that talk about that. That's pretty cool. Today's soul action. What risk can you take to move towards your dreams? Make a decision and do it. No more thinking, only doing. Be brave and courageous, and you will discover what you are really made of, right? Just like in that movie, Top Gun. I mean, I'm talking about the newest, but I've seen the original as well. But he pushes himself beyond his limits, right? Tom Cruise teaches his people as well, right? When that student is ready, the teacher appears. And in this case, in Top Gun, and I have full body goosebumps here, maybe some of you just watched that as well, or you may benefit from watching that. It could inspire you. But he pushes himself. But in order to teach, he has to experience it himself, right? And this is where the learning comes in. And I feel like a lot of you, you've already experienced something here. And if you haven't, this is time to take a big leap of faith. Whether you are the students or the teacher, this is time for you to push beyond the limits and discover again what you are truly made of, Gemini, because you're going to surprise yourself. And I feel like it's going to be very, very, very victorious. So I love this. Now, messages from your animal spirits here. You have lizard, card 38, and you also have hummingbird, card 34. Some of you may be 34 or 38 years old. I'm also getting some of you may have just replaced a hummingbird feeder, or you may have just prepared hummingbird food here as well. It says, dream the world into being. Yeah, what do you want to happen in your world, Gemini? It's time to dream it into being here. Not just think of it, not just be in that 7 of Cups wishful thinking, but able to bring it down to reality. Stay present along the way with hummingbird. Be here now. Enjoy being in the now, because when we focus on the past, it takes away from the present. When we focus on the future too much, we lose sight of what's going on right in front of us. So the message for you this month is to stay present, but dream your world into being and have fun along the way. Now, last but not least here, Gemini, you have the building blocks card, card 28. Some of you may be born on the 28th or even the 1st. You may be in a life path 1 or a personal year 1 as well. So very powerful time for you. Now, this building blocks here is all about strong foundations. You are a beautiful work here in progress. There's something that you have going on, and you can see that she's already built built her foundation. So you've already built something quite strong, something quite secure for yourself. You have everything you need, Gemini, to cultivate an extraordinary life. This is the time when you focus your needs to be on the foundations you build upon. Whether it's your work, your relationships, your very being are underwritten by your values, ethics, morals, and core beliefs. Are they still true for you? Will they stand the test of time and serve as the solid grounding upon which you construct your life? Now you are making changes that will affect everything in a positive way. Your destiny is truly a remarkable and beautiful design. I love this because the Wheel of Fortune is the destiny card here as well. So there is a huge turning point here. Some sort of new foundation that you're setting yourself up for, which is going to create a lot of stability, a lot of financial security as well. And a lot of you are attracting new relationships into your life and solidifying the ones you already have. These are foundations, Gemini, built on honesty, humility, clear communication, and a genuine desire to get to know one another. You're moving towards laying the groundwork for a strong, solid footing here that will withstand any storm, which we kind of talked about that as well. Long-standing relationships can also be repaired and strengthened. You and the other person are stronger and wiser and more powerful together. Again, whether this is a friendship, whether it's a union, I feel like you're moving onward here. You have everything you need to turn iron into gold. Now is the time to build on the strong foundation you already have laid. Keep in mind that these building blocks are imbued with the sparkling energy of your intentions. Own your dream, Gemini, and remember that you always have more than enough, so abundance is ever present. Yeah, and we talked about that as well. There is more than enough. When it comes to finances as well, remember, money is an energy exchange. There is enough to go around. Your creativity is also divinely inspired. And for those of you who haven't got a chance to see the collective reading put out last weekend on creativity, I'll link that in the description box below, as well as the other collective readings. If you feel compelled to watch, they're there for your convenience. It says here, let's see here. Your creativity is divinely inspired and the design for your life is taking shape in service to the world. You are meant for success. I want you to jot that down, write it on a notepad, write it in your phone. You are meant for success. Or I am meant for success. Tell yourself that affirmation throughout your day as many times as you can. And if you have a hard time remembering, jot it down and know that you are meant for success. Start to see yourself living in that success. Take a big risk. Take a leap here, because this is the time. Gemini, this is the month for you to shine. I love that. All right, Gemini, thank you so much for tuning in and being here. A very powerful June ahead. If you like this reading, please feel free to hit that thumbs up button. It certainly helps get the divine channel messages out there to those that need it most. And if you haven't already hit that subscribe and bell button, if you're vibing with this energy, feel free to do so. Lots of love, Gemini. Thank you for being here.